good afternoon, happy Friday, and roll Tribe, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome those of you that have been watching the ICC Lady Indians 5-0 win over East Mississippi. We're about to kick off the men's match of today's doubleheader between the ICC men's soccer team and East Mississippi, respectively. We'll go over our Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works starting 11 for ICC this afternoon. At goalkeeper, we have William Blake. Then we also have Braden Walters, Micah King, Luke Dearsley, Leander Breedenbrooker, Osvaldo Gonzalez, Aiden Dodge, Cross Lindsay, Alfredo Guerra, Will Barber, and Nicholas Scholes. That'll be your Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works starting 11 for this afternoon's conference matchup between the Indians and Lions. So ICC in the all-blue kits, East Mississippi in their kits with red shirts and black shorts, as we are ready to get underway here in Fulton. So we will start play momentarily. We are underway here in Fulton. And the Indians will send it up and high and far right out the gate. So Aiden Dodge will send it back over towards Leander. Leander will send it towards Nicholas Scholes, but that is disrupted by East Mississippi. And play will stop. We have a EMCC player down. A little slow to get up, but seems to be up on his feet, walking on his own power, and ready for the next play. So here is Jose Bosmiando. On the kick right here. And that is just outside. William Blake had a nice pursuit of that, but the shot went just outside. So William Blake will send it back out to resume play for ICC. Up and high and will land a little bit past midfield. And so ICC will start to work with possession now. Osvaldo Gonzalez sends it over to Micah King. Sends it back over to Osvaldo. A lot of contact right there on that collision between Osvaldo and Leander. And a couple of EMCC defenders. So here's Luke Dearsley right here. Kick on its way. And a header just shy of the goal right there. I believe Cross Lindsay made contact on that header. So it'll remain 0-0 between ICC and East Mississippi with 41:40 remaining and ticking in the first half. So here's East Mississippi in pursuit. That was just about out of bounds. Nice job by the EMCC player to do a sideways kick on that, and that was a nice shot attempt right there by Will Barber. It had the speed, it was just a little too far left.
We're trying to play through something that doesn't make sense. We're trying to fight through a press that doesn't make sense. Come on.
So here's Bernardo Martinez, who will send it out to his teammates. Leander Brendenbrooker giving chase. Here's Cross Lindsay applying defensive pressure against the Lions. And this is Micah King who will disrupt that and send it back over to Osvaldo Gonzalez. Osvaldo in stride, but that is disrupted by Logan Fragel. So East Mississippi will toss it back in. Trying to take the top off the defense. Just scrambling back and forth, fighting over possession of the soccer ball. Luke Dearsley's kick hits a EMCC defender. It rolls up high in the air, and then it just finds its way over on the right side. Here's Braden Walters, who sent it over to the far side of the field. Here's Leander Brendenbrooker in stride, facing some defensive pressure. Nicholas Scholes cuts off the EMCC defender from potentially breaking up. And here's Alfredo Guerrero, a nice move, working horizontally. And then here is Luke Dearsley now, trying to survey the defense. He sends it over to Nicholas Scholes, and Scholes has a great move right there. Nice little cut. Sends it over to Will Barber, and that will just roll out of bounds. Possession, East Mississippi. So he will send it in, disrupted by the Indians. This is Braden Walters. Narrows his way through two defenders. And looking to do it again. Aiden Dodge sends it over to the far side of the field where Osvaldo Gonzalez is in the general facility, but that'll just go out of bounds right there. 38-42 and ticking remaining in the first half of play. We have no score between ICC and East Mississippi here on the Fulton campus of Itawamba Community College. Here's Bernardo Martinez, who will send it out. East Mississippi will look to advance past midfield and take the top off the defense, but that is taken away by Aiden Dodge. He was aiming for Nicholas Scholes right there, but an EMCC defender, that is Kevin Hernandez, will break it up for the Lions. So deflected off the back of Braden Walters. It'll roll out of bounds. Last touch by ICC. That'll set up a corner kick for Elijah Johnson. Correction, that is Jose Bosmiado, who will be on the corner kick for East Mississippi. Over there in the shade. Over here on the near side, here at the ICC Soccer Complex, Jose will set up for a corner kick for EMCC. Kick on its way. off the foot of Jose, and that will just go over the net. And William Blake is getting on up there and making sure that no shots get into the goal. As pregame warm-ups ended, I looked over and I think I saw William Blake finishing pull-ups on the goal post. So we'll set up another corner kick for EMCC. Kick on its way, and a header off the head of ICC will send it out away from the goal, but EMCC is back on it. So Leander is giving chase, and he is going to chase it down just before it gets out of bounds, but it'll roll out of bounds right there. Last touched by East Mississippi. Possession will go to the Indians. Alfredo Guerrero will throw it in for ICC. With 35:48 and ticking left in the first half of play, we have no score between ICC and East Mississippi. Alfredo will throw it in, send it over to Will Barber, and that'll just bounce out of bounds. So possession will go to East Mississippi. Kevin Hernandez will throw it in for the Lions. And Luca Sari in pursuit, but that is cut off by Micah King. Excuse me, that is Braden Walters who cut off that effort right there for Luca Sari. And now ICC looking to take the top off the defense. Osvaldo Gonzalez was in pursuit, but Logan Fraggle broke that up and kicked it out of bounds. Possession will stay with ICC. Throws it in to Aiden Dodge, who will send it over to Luke Dearsley. Here's Micah King over here trying to survey and take the top off the defense towards goal side. And here's Osvaldo Gonzalez facing defensive pressure from the Lions. But here's Luke Dearsley right here, trips up and falls. Picked up by Leander Brindenbrooker. And that will just roll out of bounds. Possession, East Mississippi. The Lions will throw it in here. Logan Fragel will throw it in for East Mississippi. Touched first by Luke Dearsley and picked up by Osvaldo Gonzalez, facing defensive pressure from Fragel. He sends it over to Micah King, who sends it over to Braden Walters. Over here on the near side is Alfredo Guerrero. Nice pass to Will Barber right there here on goal side, working horizontally. And that kick is up and high and contested between Micah and other EMCC defenders. And so here's East Mississippi en route now, looking to take the top off the ICC defense. Little side kick, passing back and forth right here, but that is broken up by ICC and it'll roll out of bounds. Possession will stay with the Lions. Just inside 33 minutes to play in the first half. We have no score between ICC and East Mississippi. So Alfredo is looking to get possession of that, but it's taken away by East Mississippi. And this will just roll out of bounds again. Possession will stay with East Mississippi. This is Kevin Hernandez, number 4 for the Lions, who will throw it in. So Micah King will break that up. Rolls over to Alfredo, who passes it to Nicholas Scholes. Here's Braden Walters here. Sends it over to Aiden Dodge. Luke Dearsley in pursuit, looking to take the top off the defense. And Here goes Alfredo on the near side. He passes it to Nicholas Scholes and bounces off the defender but goes right back towards Alfredo, working horizontally. And so play will resume shortly as everyone gets set back up. Bernardo Martinez will send it out for his teammates, but facing significant defensive pressure from ICC. Here's Luke Dearsley, who will pass it. It's working back and forth. Nicholas Scholes trying to work horizontally here, trying to connect with Leander, but East Mississippi applied some really good defensive pressure right there. 30-30 left in the first half of play. No score between the Indians and East Mississippi. We got a corner kick coming up here for ICC. This will be Luke Dearsley on said corner kick. On its way. Low but fast. A header off of Alfredo Guerra goes over the net and out of bounds. So it'll remain scoreless between ICC and East Mississippi. Inside 30 minutes to play until halftime. So East Mississippi working horizontally. Early in their own side of the field, but that is broken up by Luke Dearsley. East Mississippi working hard to regain that possession. And Luke Dearsley will break it up again. Out of bounds possession. ICC, Alfredo Guerra will throw it in. Send it towards Leander Brendenbrooker. Up and high, lands right in front of Nicholas Scholes. And Bernardo Martinez, the keeper for East Mississippi, will just cradle that in. So he'll toss it over on his side. And here's Cross Lindsay here. A lot of contact on that breakup and no call. Cross will send it over to William Blake, who will send it over to Aiden Dodge. Passes to Micah King. And King trying to take the top off the defense, send it over on the other side diagonally. And Braden Walters worked hard to keep the soccer ball away from East Mississippi's defenders just then. So here is Alfredo Guerra trying to work past the defense, work his way around it. And here's Will Barber, a wide open look right here, and it's a goal for Will Barber off an assist from Alfredo Guerra. So ICC strikes first after Will Barber scores on an assist from Alfredo Guerra. And the Indians take a 1-0 advantage with 27:43 left to play until halftime. So East Mississippi looking to even the score here. And that'll just roll quickly past the goal.
Hey, find your composure, guys. Get your organization. Nothing changes. Nothing changes. We know what they're doing.
So here's Cross Lindsay right here. Passes it over to Alfredo Guerra. Tempted to send it over to Will Barber, but that was cut off by, I believe that was Kevin Hernandez for East Mississippi.
Hey, striker, someone's got to be piercing down that channel. We got to get him behind that line when he gets wide here.
And so East Mississippi working on the far side of the field. Past midfield, looking to take the top off the defense. Will Barber gives chase. East Mississippi advances the soccer ball. Trying to work past defensive pressure from the Indians, but Will Barber breaks that off and puts a little heat on it, but Nicholas Schultz gives chase, and he chases it down just before it gets out of bounds. Nice effort and hustle by Nicholas Schultz to chase that down just before it got out of bounds, but nothing going there. It'll set up a corner kick for the Indians.
Good job, Brady.
Luke Dearsley on the corner kick for ICC. Standing in front of the soccer ball themed umbrella right there. And Leander, Brendan Brooker is giving chase to it, making sure it stays in bounds, but it'll just roll out.
Leander, Lee, head the ball back in.
Last touched
Attack the ball.
by ICC, so possession will be with East Mississippi.
High, don't let him out. Leander, get there.
So sends it over. This is Lucas Sari facing defensive pressure from Braden Walters.
You're sitting off, letting him play out. Get tight. Yes. Center back, left back, doesn't matter.
Hey, we're ready, D. Hey, gotta go with the runners.
And so this kick will send over towards the near side. Nicholas Schultz takes it, but a header from East Mississippi will get it out of bounds, and that'll set up a corner kick for ICC. Dearsley back on the corner kick. On its way, up and high, and Cross Lindsay was right there, but so was an EMCC defender to block that shot. So it remains 1-0 in favor of the Indians.
Get it organized. Hey, get it
And they'll
over.
set up another corner kick. This time with Leander. Luke Dearsley gives chase. Micah King will reset with Aiden Dodge. Dodge, who will send it towards Leander Brandenbrooker, but that's broken up by the Lions. Back and forth, swapping of possessions between ICC and East Mississippi. Braden Walters sends it over to Nicholas. Back to Braden. And Braden will send it over to Alfredo. Guerra looks, sends it up over goal side. And Bernardo Martinez will just watch the ball in. So ICC applied defensive pressure right there against East Mississippi to just force it out right there. And we are going to have a quick timeout for a water break. ICC leads East Mississippi 1-0 with 21:15 remaining in the first half of play. And we will be back with more right after this.
This broadcast is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Little Caesars, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, the ICC Baptist Student Union, Max Home, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Samstown Market in Manatachie, Bank Okolona, the ICC Foundation and Alumni Association, and from donations to the Sports Information Department Indian Club from viewers like you.
Welcome to the pasta party!
1, 2, 3.
Making new traditions,
Now let's go and keep going, keep going.
sharing old stories. Homemade pasta. Enjoy, cheers to us, we did it! And a nice cold Coke.
Okay, ready? 1, 2.
That's my recipe for magic.
This is a commercial for a Little Caesars large pepperoni thin crust pizza for $7.99.
Oh, a thin crust commercial.
Bingo! Those toppings go right to the edge.
Take me to the edge.
Listen to that crunch and check out that cheesy, crispy crust.
All for $7.99?
Exactamundo. $7.99 for the pizza that everyone wants to get their hands or claws on.
Sorry, claws?
Walk in and walk out with a large, hot and ready thin crust for $7.99 at Little Caesars.
Pizza, pizza.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, after that brief water break timeout. We are about to resume play here shortly. ICC leads East Mississippi 1-0 with 21:15 remaining until the halftime break. ICC struck first after Will Barber scored on an assist from Alfredo Guerra to put the Indians up 1-0 with 27:43 to play. That was a couple moments ago. This is Ronaldo Serna, number 2, giving chase for ICC.
Back, Cody! No, towards the keeper!
Yes, Ronnie!
So back and forth, swapping of possession. East Mississippi trying to take the top off the defense, but so play will reset. William Blake will roll it over to Cross Lindsay. And here goes Cross right here. Off the foot of an EMCC defender. Gives possession right back to the Lions, but Alfredo working to disrupt that. And And that goes right up over the net. And so after that shot attempt went over the net, William Blake will send it out for ICC. And that will just go out of bounds. Possession will go to East Mississippi. With 19 minutes remaining until halftime, ICC leads 1-0 over East Mississippi. And Micah King will dish it over to Cross Lindsay, who will send it over to Alfredo. Alfredo looking to find holes in the defense. That pass will just go backwards. East Mississippi being aggressive and giving chase. A little contact right there, and East Mississippi will get the call.
What are you doing, boys? Plane is facing behind. You're playing right into the trap.
So play will resume here shortly.
Hey, follow up here. We gotta follow, Red. We gotta follow.
That was Jose Binamano on that kick right there. That will just fly out of bounds over the back of the net. So William Blake, the keeper for ICC, will boot it in to play. So up and high, and here on the near side, aiming for Will Barber. That will go over to Elijah Belk and Vincent Walters, coordinating with Will Barber and Nicholas Scholes here on goal side, working horizontally. But ICC lets it get away from them, and East Mississippi threatening to take it back. And that will go out of bounds. Possession ICC. Micah King will toss it in. Here's Vincent Walters. Working with Ronaldo Cierna. ICC trying to find any holes in this defense that East Mississippi is exhibiting right now. But East Mississippi will take it away and advance to the ICC side of the field. As they approach goal side, working horizontally. And that just shy of a kick right there. So we have Quint Hofstein, number 4, checking in for Cross Lindsay. So William Blake will send it back into play for the Indians. Contact made by Will Barber. But East Mississippi wrangles the soccer ball and gets it out of ICC's possession. So Alfredo will break that up and send it over to Nicholas. And Nicholas in stride. He's approaching goal side, sends it over to Will Barber. Here's Will right here on the possession, working horizontally. And nice job by Bernardo Martinez to see that shot in and install the drive right there for ICC. Halt the scoring opportunity. East Mississippi back on ICC side of the field now. Trying to work the defense and work the field. Ronaldo Cierna just strolling with it, but he'll send it over towards Elijah Belk, and Belk gives chase. But so does a couple of East Mississippi defenders. And here is Nicholas Schultz, and deflected by East Mississippi right there. That would have been a big scoring opportunity for the Indians, but it remains 1-0 with 13:48 and ticking left in the first half of play here in Fulton. So here's Luke Dearsley now, working upfield. Who'll send it over to Nicholas Schultz. Passes it over to Elijah Belk, giving pursuit. So nice job by Luke Dearsley to slide in and just disrupt that rhythm that East Mississippi was working to build with the possession. Possession will stay with East Mississippi. So we have a little stoppage right now before we resume play. So East Mississippi will throw it in, and that'll just roll out of bounds. Possession will stay with East Mississippi. This is Elijah Johnson throwing it in for the Lions. So here's Vincent Walters, who passes it over to Roy Gonzalez. And here's Vincent in pursuit, back to Roy. Roy in stride, working downfield along the sideline. Bryce Nunnery is there to maintain it, working horizontally, but whistle is blown. And offside is the call. So East Mississippi will regain possession on the offside call. So East Mississippi looking to simmer down the trajectory of how the ball is bouncing back and forth and calm things down so they can regain possession, but it looks like ICC is back on it, and East Mississippi is just forced to kick it out of bounds. Possession, ICC. And it'll be Micah King throwing it in for ICC. Braden Walters will sub in for Luke Dearsley.
Micah, in front of 8, he doesn't get the ball to feed. Braden, it's over. 14 doesn't get the ball. It's over.
So this is Aiden Dodge who throws it in for ICC. East Mississippi working with possession right here. Thrown in by Alfredo and picked up by Bryce Nunnery. And Bryce working horizontally. No one there for a potential header. So here is Micah King working to send the ball back to goal side. East Mississippi with possession, but Roy Gonzalez is giving chase and applying defensive pressure. Nice job right there by Roy Gonzalez to force East Mississippi to kick it out. Alfredo will kick it in. So we have Ronaldo Cyrano here on the far side, working downfield, disrupted by the Lions. And this is Coley, who will kick it out. Inside 9 minutes to play here in the first half. ICC with a 1-0 advantage over East Mississippi here on this beautiful Friday afternoon. And so East Mississippi will throw it in. This is Elijah Johnson throwing it in for the Lions. Broken up by Aiden Dodge, and here is Bryce looking to advance the ball forward. Ronaldo Cyrano knocked down on some contact. So here's Aiden Dodge, who will send it over to the near side where Alfredo Guerra is. Alfredo looking to take the top off the defense. And this will just land back towards midfield. But this is Micah King giving chase. So East Mississippi working to disrupt any more potential scoring opportunities for the Indians before the halftime break. As we approach 6 minutes to play here in the first half, ICC leads 1-0 over East Mississippi.
Guys, get closer in. Get closer in, Blue.
This is Vincent Walters, who will kick it in for the Indians. Kick on its way, and just a little too high. Elijah Belk gives chase and will corral that ball before it gets out of bounds, but it is just kicked out anyway. Facing defensive pressure from the defender from East Mississippi. So Martinez will kick it back in. So Quint Hofsty with a header to send it over to Roy Gonzalez. But East Mississippi corrals that back up. A lot of contact on Braden Walters. And ICC will get the call, so ICC regains possession. Alfredo will kick it back into play, sends it over to Aiden Dodge. And here's Aiden now, sends it over to Micah King. And Bryce facing pressure is knocked down. And so this will be Vincent Walters kicking it for ICC. With 5 minutes to play here in the first half, ICC holds a 1-0 advantage over the Lions. Here's the kick. contact made by Bryce. Nice job by Fernando Martinez, the keeper for East Mississippi, to prevent a scoring opportunity right there for ICC. Says, and here comes Elijah Belk, who will pass it over to Vincent Walters. Vincent Walters working horizontally and deflected off the hand of Martinez. So this will set up a corner kick right here. Kick on its way. And snuffed out by East Mississippi. Here's Aiden Dodge right here, looking to reset a possession and try to set up another scoring opportunity. And Martinez will just look that in and get it out of goal side. East Mississippi corrals it, but is quickly taken away by the Indians. Here's Roy Gonzalez working horizontal, sends it over. Here's Ronaldo Sierna and chase, and that will just roll out. Possession ICC.
Hey, 3 minutes, guys. Come on, finish this. 3 minutes, let's go.
Inside 3 minutes to play. Well, not inside just yet, but 3 minutes to play until the half. Now we're inside 3 minutes to play. Anyway, here's a corner kick right here by Vincent Walters. Kick a little high. Goes nowhere. So Alfredo will toss it back in. And here's Bryce now working horizontally. But that is taken away by the Lions. Sent to Aiden Dodge. Vincent Walters right here. Applying some defensive pressure. And we're back on goal side now. Ball kicked out of bounds, last touch by the Lions. Possession goes to ICC. Inside 2 minutes to play until the halftime break. ICC leads 1-0 over East Mississippi. And Micah King will toss it in, or Vincent Walters will send it out that way, but East Mississippi regains possession and will cross midfield. And nice job by Alfredo to use his right foot to deflect that ball that was heading towards Kevin Hernandez. So here's Ronaldo, who will pass it to Roy. Roy facing defensive pressure. Braden Walters sends it, but that is deflected by East Mississippi. And that will just roll out of bounds. 1 minute to play. ICC leads East Mississippi 1-0 with 55 seconds and counting. And that will just roll out of bounds there. So Alfredo will throw it in for ICC. Sends it over Bryce's direction. And here's Elijah Belk, but he is facing some defensive pressure from the Lions. That ball is sent up and high. The header by Bryce keeps it out of East Mississippi's reach. And so with 10.9 seconds remaining,
Hey, Dodge,
we have a card. Trying to see who that was applied to. A defender from East Mississippi, I imagine. Just couldn't quite get the number of the young man. But here's Vincent Walter on the kick. And here's Aiden Dodge looking for a last-second score attempt. And Ronaldo Sirna and they're going to say it doesn't count. So, despite it going in the net, it remains a 1-0 advantage for the Indians here at the halftime break. 15-minute halftime. ICC leads East Mississippi 1-0 after Will Barber scored the initial goal on an assist from Alfredo Guerra to put ICC up 1-0 over East Mississippi. That was with 27 minutes and 43 seconds left in the first half. But now we have reached a halftime break. And that was a handball on ICC. So that was why that goal did not count. I see now. Okay, so ICC leads East Mississippi 1-0 at the break, and we will be right back after this.
High school seniors, make your plans to join us September the 26th for Fall Preview Day at Itawamba Community College. Come see what all ICC has to offer you and your future from faculty members within the programs of your interest. Get free admission to the football game, and 2 lucky seniors will compete for a $1,000 scholarship during halftime. Registration is open now at iccms.edu/preview days. Itawamba Community College, the best start here.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
This is a commercial for a Little Caesars large pepperoni thin crust pizza for $7.99.
Oh, a thin crust commercial.
Bingo! Those toppings go right to the edge.
Take me to the edge.
Listen to that crunch and check out that cheesy, crispy crust.
All for $7.99?
Exactamundo. $7.99 for the pizza that everyone wants to get their hands or claws on.
Sorry, claws?
Walk in and walk out with a large, hot and ready thin crust for $7.99 at Little Caesars.
Pizza, pizza.
Kirk Herbstreit is a man of many talents. Not only an athlete and a sportscaster, but also a maestro of the clarinet. A famous speed solver.
Piece of cake.
A noted cheese connoisseur.
Limburger.
But his true talent lies in the art of banking.
With Renaissance Bank's great products, rewards, and easy-to-use online tools, every transaction is a masterpiece.
You might refer to Kirk as a Renaissance man.
But I call myself a Renaissance man.
This broadcast is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Little Caesars, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, the ICC Baptist Student Union, Max Home, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Samstown Market in Manatee, Bank Okolona, the ICC Foundation and Alumni Association, and from donations to the Sports Information Department Indian Club from viewers like you.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow is what we anticipate, what we work for, what we want to improve. At Itawamba Community College, we offer the courses, pathways, and the training that can help turn your vision of tomorrow into a reality. So why wait? Your tomorrow can start today at Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
Welcome to the pasta party!
1, 2, 3.
Making new traditions.
You gotta let go and keep going, keep going.
Sharing old stories. Homemade pasta.
Enjoy! Cheers to us! We did it!
And a nice cold Coke. Okay, ready? 1, 2. That's my recipe for magic.
You're always pushing yourself. There's no time to rest. You keep moving forward. The only thing better than your last accomplishment is your next.
What's next? What's next?
What's next?
So, Allie, what's next?
I guess we'll see.
Find a bank that's as excited about your future as you are. A bank that asks,
what's next?
Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
This is a commercial for a Little Caesars large pepperoni thin crust pizza for $7.99.
Oh, a thin crust commercial.
Bingo! Those toppings go right to the edge.
Take me to the edge.
Listen to that crunch and check out that cheesy, crispy crust.
All for $7.99?
Exactamundo. $7.99 for the pizza that everyone wants to get their hands or claws on.
Sorry, claws?
Walk in and walk out with a large, hot and ready thin crust for $7.99 at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
Ankle sprains are one of the most common sports injuries, with an estimated 25,000 occurring every day in the United States. Sprains can happen with any sport, including just walking across the yard. Ankle sprains are most common in ball sports such as basketball, soccer, volleyball, and others. As with any injury, your body quickly sends blood to start healing the process, which leads to the swelling. Rest, ice, compression, elevation, known as RICE, is a good way to treat an ankle sprain. This decreases the swelling, lessens your pain, and allows your body to heal the injury. Studies have shown that the sooner you return to activity, the better and typically the faster you will recover. Depending on the amount of injury to the ligaments, it may be days, weeks, or even months to return to high-intensity sports. Sometimes recovery may be slow, but if it gets better day by day or week by week, you are on the right path. If the ankle seems to stop improving and you just can't get back to your activities, then it's time to come see us at the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. Remember, our story is you.
When I think of ICC, I think about home.
The moment I stepped on campus, I knew it was a perfect fit.
It helped me find my true self.
It has opened doors for me that I didn't even know existed.
Everyone here wants you to succeed.
I was able to get involved here and make a real difference.
I've met my closest friends here.
There's something for everyone to be involved with.
I've gained skills to succeed in the workforce.
It's been the best experience.
Kirk Herbstreit is a man of many talents. Not only an athlete and a sportscaster, but also a skilled swordsman, a master chef.
Needs more lavender.
A wonder at word games.
2 tries, every time.
But his true talent lies in the art of banking.
With Renaissance Bank's great products, rewards, and easy-to-use online tools, every transaction is a masterpiece.
You might refer to Kirk as a Renaissance man.
But I call myself a Renaissance man.
High school seniors, make your plans to join us September the 26th for Fall Preview Day at Itawamba Community College. Come see what all ICC has to offer you and your future from faculty members within the programs of your interest. Get free admission to the football game, and 2 lucky seniors will compete for a $1,000 scholarship during halftime. Registration is open now at iccms.edu/preview days. Itawamba Community College, the best start here.
When injury knocks you out, Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. We will get you back.
This is a commercial for a Little Caesars large pepperoni thin crust pizza for $7.99.
Oh, a thin crust commercial.
Bingo! Those toppings go right to the edge.
Take me to the edge.
Listen to that crunch and check out that cheesy, crispy crust.
All for $7.99?
Exactamundo. $7.99 for the pizza that everyone wants to get their hands or claws on.
Sorry, claws?
Walk in and walk out with a large, hot and ready thin crust for $7.99 at Little Caesars.
Pizza, pizza.
Another great Saturday of college football.
You're always pushing yourself. There's no time to rest. You keep moving forward. The only thing better than your last accomplishment is your next.
What's next? What's next?
What's next?
So, Allie, what's next?
I guess we'll see.
Find a bank that's as excited about your future as you are. A bank that asks,
what's next?
Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
It's the Fast Break Sports Show that starts your day. Mississippi Sports Today, Tuesday through Friday at 9. And if you don't catch it at 9, the MST podcast is on wherever you listen, with a team of hosts like no other.
For the folks that are listening, I mean, yeah, there is egg salad, but Drew is bringing like a refrigerated, like a pack. So
it's going to be refrigerated
egg salad.
Yeah.
24-hour egg salad.
Yeah.
We're dropping like flies.
Join Craig and the guys for Mississippi Sports Today on Super Talk 1019.
This broadcast is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Little Caesars, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, the ICC Baptist Student Union, Max Home, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Samstown Market in Mantachie, Bank Okolona, the ICC Foundation and Alumni Association, and from donations to the Sports Information Department Indian Club from viewers like you.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are just ready to start the second half of action here in Fulton. ICC leads East Mississippi 1-0 over East Mississippi. We are just moments away from restarting action here. So we are working on getting started here momentarily. And so we are underway with the second half here in Fulton. ICC leads 1-0 over East Mississippi. So here is Luke Dearsley lining up for a penalty kick. On its way and just over the net. Just over the net. That looked like it was going to be a really good shot right there, much like the score he had on a penalty kick Tuesday night at Meridian. But that went just over the net, so it remains 1-0 ICC over East Mississippi, which is a little under 2 minutes gone in the second half. Here's Braden Walters working horizontally, sends it over to in the direction of Roy Gonzalez, but that is taken away by Logan Fraggle. So here's Nicholas Schultz. He sends it over. Then here's Will Barber right here. Kick deflected off the back of an East Mississippi defender. Will go out of bounds. So we have a corner kick right here from Luke Dearsley. And Leander Bradenbrooker is giving chase, but that'll just roll out of bounds. Possession East Mississippi.
Step lead. Relax. When it goes one way, step a little.
So here's East Mississippi on the ICC side of the field giving chase. Trying to work horizontally, but that'll just fly up and out of bounds over the back of the net. And so play will reset as William Blake prepares to send this ball away. Up and high and past midfield within the vicinity of Elijah Belk. Pardon me, that's Braden Walters. So Aiden Dodge will send it horizontally to Quinn Hosty, who sends it to Roy Gonzalez over to Luke Dearsley. A little handoff right there. And so Aiden Dodge with it now, working up the field, trying to take the top off the defense, trying to send it over to Leander, but that is disrupted by East Mississippi. And Bernardo Martinez will reset play for the Lions. So after a little bit of contact right here, there is Micah King who will send it over to Will Barber. And Leander Bredenbrooker trying to work horizontally here on goal side. And Nicholas Scholes just over the top of the goal right there. So with 39-18 and running left in the match, ICC leads East Mississippi 1-0. So Micah King will toss it in for ICC. Tosses it towards Leander Bredenbrooker, disrupted by East Mississippi, and they're running with it downside right here. Here's Quinn Hosty to take it back for ICC. Lots of contact made. And so, nice job by William Blake to cradle the ball in and see it in and prevent a score opportunity for East Mississippi. So here's Quint now, who will dish it to Luke and back to Quint. Quint will then dish it to Micah King. Micah trying to take the top off the defense. Leander giving chase, trying to work horizontally. And a nice move right there to get on the outside angle. And here is Nicholas Scholes right here, just off the mark for the goal right there. So Martinez will look to restart for East Mississippi over here on the far side of the field. And Schultz will break that up. Nice job by Nicholas Schultz. Here's Luke Dearsley. Sends it over to the near side to Roy Gonzalez. Osvaldo Gonzalez, pardon me. And so East Mississippi stalls another scoring opportunity for ICC. And now here is Cross Lindsay just sending it out of play. Possession will stay with the Lions. Logan Fraggle tosses it in. But that is disrupted by the Indians. So here's Luke Dearsley facing a lot of defensive pressure from East Mississippi. He's going to just send it over to Quinn Hofsty, who will try to take the top off the defense. And that ball will go high up in the air and into the parking lot over by the ICC soccer complex. So Micah King will throw it in for ICC. And that will just bounce right out of bounds. And Micah will toss it back in again. And here's Osvaldo right here, looking to do a scoring opportunity right here. And some contact made. And the official is checking on Osvaldo to see if he's all right. He seems to be all right. So here's Luke Dearsley on the kick.
Not so wide here. Make sure we get across. Get across the line.
And a nice header attempt. And a nice header attempt by Osvaldo Gonzalez, but Bernardo Martinez did a great job of seeing the ball in and cradling and falling on top of it. So here's Nicholas Schultz in stride now. Has some breathing room. Dearsley. Give it to Alfredo. And so East Mississippi will restart play right here. Then here's Micah King with a header to try to disrupt EMCC's run right here. And some contact here on the left side of the field. Says, and he's going to get a green card. For a contact made. So Aiden Dodge right here will kick it onto the East Mississippi side of the field. So Dodge will send it in towards goal side. And Martinez will just scoop that up. So back and forth between ICC and East Mississippi in terms of possession right here. But Will Barber trying to give chase. East Mississippi will take that away and kick it out of bounds. Possession ICC. So here's Micah King, who will throw it in for ICC. And a header from East Mississippi will bounce out of bounds. So King will throw it in again. So here is ICC giving chase. Here's Nicholas Schultz, who chases it down just before it goes out of bounds, trying to work horizontally here. And there's Leander. So with 31-12 left to play, ICC leads East Mississippi 1-0. And Osvaldo Gonzalez will line up here on this penalty kick. Here's the kick. And in it goes. Osvaldo Gonzalez puts the Indians up 2-0 on a penalty kick. With 30-27 left to play in this one, ICC takes a 2-0 advantage. And we will restart play here in a moment. East Mississippi gets a goal back after that penalty kick. So it is now 2-1 in favor of ICC. So at 29:31 left to play here in this one, ICC leads 2-1 over East Mississippi.
Let's do
So some back and forth exchanging of possessions between the Indians and the Lions. Now here's Osvaldo, who will send it to the EMCC defender, bounces off of him and then rolls out of bounds. Possession ICC, Micah King will kick it, throw it in. So Quint Hofsty will kick it over to the far side towards Alfredo. And so Quint will send it over, try to take the top off the defense. There's Braden Walters, who will send it over to the area of Will Barber, but East Mississippi disrupts that. So ICC will throw it back in. It'll go right back out of bounds. And so East Mississippi, their keeper Martinez throws it back in for the restart of play. East Mississippi trying to work horizontally. They'll just send it right back to Martinez. And so Alfredo will kick it up and high to disrupt EMCC moving the soccer ball. So here's Leander, disrupted by East Mississippi. And here comes Alfredo. Just a bunch of going back and forth. Micah King collects the soccer ball and will send it near goal side, but here's Luke Dearsley right here, and a nice save by Bernardo Martinez to keep it 2-1. So he will launch it to the other side of the field to reset play for East Mississippi. Quint Hofsty is on it. He will pass it over to Braden Walters. Walters to Barber. Barber in stride, facing defensive pressure, and he will pass it over to Osvaldo Gonzalez. He faces defensive pressure as well, and this is just going to roll out. Last touch by ICC. Possession will go to East Mississippi. .26:06 remaining in this one, ladies and gentlemen. ICC holds a 2-1 lead over East Mississippi here in the men's match. And so that will bounce off the back of Micah King. Possession will stay with East Mississippi. This is Elijah Johnson throwing it in for EMCC. And Nicholas Schulz facing defensive pressure from East Mississippi. Gets the soccer ball taken away from him. So William Blake will send this one up and high, and it'll just land out of bounds. And we have some substitutions for East Mississippi. And ICC as well. Some substitutions on deck. Ronaldo Sirna subs in for Osvaldo Gonzalez. Elijah Belk for Leander Brennenbrooker. And Vincent Walters for Luke Dearsley. So here's Vincent, passes over to Elijah Belk. And then here's Schulz right here giving chase. A nice little back move right there and just over the net, just over the goal. But you gotta admit that was a nice, smooth move, cutback he did right there to evade the East Mississippi defender and allow him some breathing room to take that shot. And play will stop. And the coach for East Mississippi was just telling the referees that about something he didn't like. But they are also going to call a water break right now. So we will take the water break with them and be back with more right after this.
Welcome to the pasta party!
1, 2, 3.
Making new traditions.
Now let's go and keep going, keep going.
Sharing old stories. Homemade pasta.
Enjoy, cheers to us, we did it!
And a nice cold Coke.
Okay, ready? 1, 2.
That's my recipe for magic.
And welcome back after the timeout, ladies and gentlemen. ICC leads East Mississippi 2-1 with 22:48 remaining in the match. ICC struck first with 27 minutes and 43 seconds to go in the first half when Will Barber scored on an assist from Alfredo Guerra. And then about 8 minutes ago, Osvaldo Gonzalez scored on a penalty kick to lift the Indians to a 2-0 lead. Shortly after that, East Mississippi answered with a penalty kick of their own, and that's how we got to 2-1 here with 22:48 remaining in this one. And we are just about ready to resume play right here. This is Bernardo Martinez, the keeper for East Mississippi, who will send it up high and past midfield and across Lindsay on a header over to Ronaldo Sirna. And that is taken away by East Mississippi. And lots of contact right there. So East Mississippi will resume play here, trying to get it past midfield, and they do. ICC applying defensive pressure. Up and high, and over back towards the practice field. So William Blake will prepare to send this one back in for the Indians. So just a bunch of juggling back and forth in terms of possession between these two squads. So East Mississippi will restart play. Just bounces those off the man. And that ball will roll out. Last touch by ICC. Possession will be East Mississippi. And so Vincent Walters gets in there to disrupt that, but East Mississippi wrangles it back up, but not until Braden Walters takes that away and Elijah Bell gives chase. Defensive pressure on both ends for both squads, but here's Rondo Serna giving chase to the soccer ball, trying to make a move past the defender, working horizontally, but no one's there for ICC, but they will reset with Vincent Walters. And that'll be scooped up by the goalie, Bernardo Martinez. And so ICC will get possession back. Here's Alfredo Guerrero on the far side of the field. Nicholas Scholes, he's got some really good speed giving chase towards the goal, but that will just run out of bounds. We welcome those of you just now tuning in on the red channel of Let'sGoICCTV.com. You are watching the second half of the men's match between ICC and East Mississippi. The women's match ended earlier this afternoon, where the Lady Indians remain undefeated after picking up a 5-0 win over the Lady Lions. And Ronaldo Serna is giving chase, but whoa, some contact right there. Last touched by ICC. Braden Walters will sub out, and Luke Dearsley will come back in his place. And here's Will Barber right here looking to get a score and just deflected off the mitts of Bernardo Martinez. That'll set up a corner kick with Nicholas Scholes on the corner. Oh, nope, Luke Dearsley will be on the corner for this corner kick. With 17:38 remaining in this one. So here's the kick on the way. And a header from East Mississippi will send it out. But here's Luke Dearsley with another attempt, and that will just be caught and pulled in by Bernardo Martinez. Martinez will send it up and high into the other side of the field. East Mississippi trying to get on it, and they do. This is Elijah Johnson sending it over to the other side of the field. Noah Fleming giving chase to the soccer ball, but William Blake will get to it, who will send it over to Cross Lindsay and send it over to Alfredo. Alfredo back to Lindsay. And he will send it up and over, trying to take the top off the defense, send it towards Will Barber's location. And here's Vincent Walters facing defensive pressure. Luke Dearsley corrals the soccer ball and dishes it to Guerra. And here's Quint Hosty approaching the near side, near field. Will Barber, contact made and falls down. So here's Luke Dearsley here on the kick. Up and away. And a header by Quint Hosty goes right into the cradle of Bernardo Martinez. So it'll remain a 2-1 score in ICC's favor with 15:22 remaining in this one. And play will resume right here. East Mississippi with possession, but ICC applying some defensive pressure. Here's Ronaldo Cierna. Advances it to Will Barber. Barber trying to maneuver with it. He sends it over to Lindsay here, approaching the far side of the field where he'll find Alfredo. And Alfredo will dish it to Nicholas Schultz. And Alfredo sends it, and that is scooped up again by Martinez. And so East Mississippi advancing the ball down the field now. And some contact made, but no call. Alfredo giving chase. And that will be scooped up by Vincent Walters. And we have an ICC player on the field being helped up due to a cramp. I believe that is Alfredo Guerra. Seems to be fine walking. Just had to stretch that cramp out. Caden Smith will come in Alfredo's place, as William Blake will get ready to send this soccer ball. Kick is on its way. Nicholas Schulz was the nearest ICC player. That'll just roll out of bounds. Possession ICC. Micah King preparing to throw it in. Tosses it in. Header made by East Mississippi along with a kick to send it backwards. Quint Hofsty with a sliding kick to send it over to Luke Dearsley, who is able to send it over to Elijah Belk. Taken away by East Mississippi, but ICC quickly corrals the soccer ball back into their possession. Here's Lindsey now here on the far side, crossing midfield. Dishes it over to Micah King. And King advances it towards Will Barber, and this will just roll out of bounds. Last touched by ICC, so possession will go to the Lions. We have 12:38 remaining in this one. ICC leads East Mississippi 2-1. Roy Gonzalez checks in and subs in for Ronaldo Cierna. So East Mississippi moving around with a soccer ball, but Roy will pick it back up. Here's Caden now, who will send it over to Quint. Quint over to Cross. Looking to survey the defense before making any advancements. Here's Vincent Walters now, trying to take the top off the defense. And Micah King is knocked down during that takeaway. And a green card. And so play will resume here shortly. And the penalty kick is just far left. Be no good for East Mississippi. And we have some substitutions coming in for the Indians. Bryce Nunnery, Braden Walters, and Hector Marcial sub in for Elijah Belk, Vincent Walters, and Will Barber. So William Blake will line up to kick this one away. Kicks it over here to the near side, and it'll just go out of bounds. So East Mississippi will throw it back in. So Caden Smith applying defensive pressure, taken away by Roy Gonzalez. Trying to meet up with Bryce Nunnery, but East Mississippi corrals the soccer ball. And trying to take the top off the defense. This is Nicholas Schulz right here, approaching goal side, trying to work horizontally. Deflected off the back of an EMCC defender once and again. And this one will just appear to roll out of bounds. No, it'll stay in bounds. Scrambling over possession. So Hector Marcial will throw it in for ICC. So East Mississippi will send it over to the other side of the field. Indians applying defensive pressure. Here's Braden Walters right here along with Elijah Belk. And so East Mississippi giving chase. But William Blake does a good job of seeing the ball in and cradling it in. So with 8:45 remaining, the Indians still lead East Mississippi 2-1. And Bryce Nunnery tried to kick the ball back in, but it was ruled out of bounds. So East Mississippi will throw it back in. So play will restart. East Mississippi. Logan Fragel will send it over to so that will be taken away by Nicholas Scholes on that kick right there. So Hector Marcial will throw it in for ICC. Luke Dearsley with a header as a pass intended for Bryce Nunnery, taken away by East Mississippi. East Mississippi is applying pressure. And that will just go just off the crossbar. Nice job by, nice effort by William Blake to get up high to attempt to deflect that. With a little bit over 6 minutes left to play in this one, ICC looking to hold on to their 2-1 lead over East Mississippi and finish with a win to close out first week of conference play. And so here on the far side, East Mississippi is moving the ball through the defense of ICC, but ICC is still applying defensive pressure. So Braden Walters is able to get the takeaway, but East Mississippi quickly corrals it back up. So inside 5 minutes to play, ICC holds the 2-1 lead. Bryce Nunnery over to Elijah Belk. And Belk trying to regain possession, and it'll just roll out of bounds. So the clock will stop at 4:38 remaining. Alfredo Guerra will sub in for Hector Marcial. And Caden Smith will throw it in for ICC. So we have a player down on the field. That is Leander Brandenbrooker. He is up on his own feet and walking on his own power. That's a good sight. So Caden Smith, the Amory, Mississippi native, will throw it back in for ICC. And off the head of Leander, it'll just roll out of bounds. And Martinez will kick it back out there for East Mississippi with 4:15 and counting left in this match. And whoa, contact. And Osvaldo Gonzalez right there on the collision. And he sits up, just trying to collect himself after that collision. He's helped up by Caden Smith, and he's walking on his own power. That's a good sight to see. Clock is stopped at 4:05. And we'll resume once Quint kicks right here. And so East Mississippi corrals it back up. Osvaldo Gonzalez giving chase. Caden Smith interrupted that for a moment, but here is Quint Hofsty, who will kick it over to William Blake and will try to restart for ICC. Over here on the far side is Nicholas Schultz. Schultz will pass it over to Leander Brandenbrooker. Brandenbrooker back to Schultz. East Mississippi with it now. Taken away by ICC. That was Nicholas Schultz on the takeaway. Elijah Belk passes it over to Leander Brandenbrooker. Brandenbrooker in mid-stride. Trying to get past a host of EMCC defenders. And EMCC. So we have two players, one from each team, down on the field. Ronaldo Sierna will sub in for Osvaldo Gonzalez, who still limping a little bit after that collision from earlier. So East Mississippi now with possession, sends it over to goal side. Sent out by a header by Quint Hofsty. And that is taken away by ICC. Here's Ronaldo Sierna right here with Luke Dearsley. Dearsley with a horizontal kick. And that will just be sent out of bounds. And we have 2 players down on the field right now. And we are going to, well, so the player down on the field was Elijah Belk for ICC, who was down on the ground. Athletic trainer was getting ready to come out, but then Elijah got up and started walking back over to the sideline. That's a good sight to see. So play will resume with 2.5 minutes remaining in this one. On a corner kick here from Luke Dearsley. Broken up by East Mississippi, but Nicholas Scholes will get it right back for ICC. Here's Leander, Brandon Brooker sending it to Nicholas Scholes, but that is broken up by East Mississippi, but it will go out of bounds. So possession will go back to ICC. Caden Smith will throw it in as we approach 2 minutes. 2 minutes remaining in this match between ICC and East Mississippi, where the Indians hold a 2-1 advantage. So Quint Hosfy breaks that up and allows Braden Walters to send it over back towards midfield, but East Mississippi will break that up and send it back over on that side. Caden Smith corrals it and sends it over. Luke Dearsley here. Pass to Nicholas Scholes. Guerra to Scholes. And Scholes to Brendan Brooker, and that bounces off the hands of Martinez. So inside a minute to play here in this one. East Mississippi trying to get a goal in so they can finish with a tie. East Mississippi, ICC trying to hold on to the 2-1 lead. And that will be scooped up by William Blake. .40 seconds remaining in this one, ladies and gentlemen. ICC holds a 2-1 lead over East Mississippi. ICC looking to hold on to that lead, of course, to secure the win. And East Mississippi trying to get at least 1 goal so they can have at least a tie. Inside 20 seconds remaining in this one. Caden Smith will throw it in for ICC. And it'll bounce out of bounds on a header by East Mississippi. And they will let the clock run out on this one, folks. Your final score, ICC picks up a conference win over East Mississippi by the score of 2-1. ICC got their 2 goals in this match. The first goal in the first half of this contest came with 27 minutes and 43 seconds left until halftime, when Will Barber scored on an assist from Alfredo Guerra. And then the second score for the Indians came from Osvaldo Gonzalez on a penalty kick to go up 2-0 for ICC. And East Mississippi, shortly after Osvaldo Gonzalez's goal, they shortly after picked up a goal on a penalty kick of their own. So ICC advances to 3-3-1 overall and 1-0-1 in conference play. And ICC will be back in action on Tuesday here at the ICC Soccer Complex when they face Holmes. That'll be a doubleheader afternoon with the women facing the Lady Bulldogs at 2 and the men facing the Bulldogs at 4. That is Tuesday, September the 24th. Well, that's going to do it for our broadcast here. We want to thank you for joining us for this doubleheader afternoon here at the ICC Soccer Complex. For Adam Gore, Raphael Henry, Casey Smith, I'm Cal Brown saying so long, and as always, Roll Tribe.